So this is where we're at now, is on Knockoneil, Knockoneil, the hill of the O'Neills, and it's just north of Carntower Mountain, kind of an outlier of the mountain. And this particular piece of archaeology here, this is Knockoneil Court Tomb. We're in the back, it's like a back room, and then there's like an antechamber through this portal here, and then in front of that again is the actual court, which would have been outside, whereas these two rooms would have been inside. And then in the Bronze Age, this is a Stone Age monument, Neolithic monument. In the Bronze Age, another tomb was built onto the back of it, coming in from the eastern side. They would through a short passage. And its heyday, this would have been covered with huge lintels, huge stones, and a cairn would have been built round it. Most of that material has been taken away to be used in other places. Various, as often did happen with these monuments. Much later, this kind of a place would have been used in the Stone Age and the Bronze. The Stone Age in particular would have been used as a kind of a half like a temple, half like a burial chamber. So they would have kept the remains of their ancestors, some of their ancestors in here, and would have brought them in and out, presumably as they needed them for ceremonies in the court, in the open air courtyard in front. Much later, this was the scene of a battle in, I think, 1241 AD between two warring factions of the Kinnealoan, the people who ruled northwest Ulster, the northern part of Inishowen, Tyrone, and most of County Derry in the Middle Ages. And the two factions were the MacLaughlins, who at that point in time they had the high kingship. Donald MacLaughlin and his people, kings of Aileach outside Derry City, were then fighting the O'Neills, and the battle was the Battle of Cam Erie. And at that point in history, I say MacLaughlin's in the ascendancy. The O'Neills are a little bit on the back foot, and have been for a couple of hundred years almost. You know, they've been clinging on, and they're still fighting for the kingship. But at this battle, the tables are turned, and the O'Neills have a complete victory, and the MacLaughlins are put to the sword at the end of the battle and massacred in this tomb, in the precinct of this tomb. And that's really the last that we hear historically of the MacLaughlins in that leadership role. I mean, they retire back into Inishowen and preserve their district there, but they don't figure as kings anymore. And from that point on is the great period of the O'Neill kingships, right through from the 13th century right through into Plantation of Ulster, Battle of Kinsale and the Plantation of Ulster, and Hugh O'Neill, Hugh E. Moore as he was called, E. Moore O'Neill, in Dungannon. So the kings of Dungannon, or the kings of Tyrone, are the O'Neills after that, and the centre of power moves south to much more to Tullahog and Dungannon from that point. So it's quite one battle in this Knockoneil district on just beside me here on Croagh-na-Con, the hill of the dispute. The Battle of Cam Erie was really pivotal in medieval history in Ireland, and it had quite an impact on our history. So Knockoneil Court Tomb.